Good morning or good afternoon, radio fans, wherever you are in this country. I hope you had a great 4th of July. Big Al here, and today we are going to be doing a trio. Yes, a trio of AM and FM radio stations from across the United States. And the first of the three cities we'll be looking at is Seattle, Washington. Yes, the Emerald City. The home of Amazons, the home of Boeing, the home of Starbucks, grunge music. It's also the city where the popular TV series. It's also the city where the popular TV show Grey's Anatomy is set in, and it's been off Station 19. Yeah, I had things to talk about when we talk about Seattle, Washington. Alright, so of the three markets that we will be diving into today, this by far took me the longest. I started on the Seattle market, I think, Thursday or Friday morning? Yeah, Thursday morning. And I gathered the information for all the AM radio stations first. I took a couple days off because I was just so doggone tired. Then yesterday I got done with it. Got the FM stations all written down. And this is a pretty comprehensive report. I had no idea the Seattle radio market was so spread out. Because it's more than just Seattle and Tacoma. It's also Olympia and Centralia, Washington to the south, Aberdeen, Washington to the southwest, and Port Angeles, Washington to the west. So yeah, this was a pretty vast area. According to Arbitron, Seattle is the 18th largest radio market in the country. But like I said, I'm pretty shocked that this market encompasses such a large area in Western Washington. But we will be tackling the Seattle-Tacoma radio market first, including the stations in Olympia, Centralia, Aberdeen, and out west in Port Angeles. So, let's go ahead and dive right in. Starting off on the AM side of the dial, 570 is KVI Seattle. This station is known as Talk Radio 570 KVI. News and views you can't get anywhere else. KVI is a conservative talk station with news updates from ABC News and programming from Westwood One and Premier Radio Networks. KVI is also mentioned KVI also claims to be the first conservative talk radio station in the country. I heard that in a most recent station ID. Alright, KVI is owned by the Sinclair Broadcast Group. Now, the Sinclair Broadcast Group, you may recall, is the second largest owner of television stations in the country. I think they own something like 180 some stations across like 35 markets in the country. But this is one of the few radio properties that they own. Notable programming that you can hear on KVI include The Sean Hannity Show, Michael Savage and the Savage Nation, and Red Eye Radio, which airs during the overnight hours on KVI. 630 is KCIS Edmonds. KCIS 630, Inspired for Life. This is a Christian talk and teaching station from Christa Ministries. Sorry, something in my throat there. KCIS's programming is repeated on sister station KCMS 105.3 FM HD3 in Edmonds. 680 is KBRD, Lacey, Washington. This station is known as K-Bird. The music Skip likes. This is a nostalgia format which is owned by BJ and Skips for the music. KBRD, of course, broadcasting on 680 AM, which is a clear channel frequency in which sports station KMBR in San Francisco is the Class A 50,000 watt station. So therefore, with KBRD being nearby, they are a daytime only station required to sign off at sundown due to FCC regulations. 710 is KIRO AM Seattle. 710 ESPN Seattle, the voice of Seattle sports. This is the ESPN radio affiliate for Seattle and Tacoma, and the radio flagship station of both the Seattle Mariners and the Seattle Seahawks. So you'll hear Mariners baseball and Seahawks football on 710 ESPN Seattle. This station is also the Seattle affiliate of the Washington State Cougars. So you'll hear men's basketball and football from Washington State University on 710 ESPN Seattle, which is owned by Bonneville International and is repeated on KIRO FM 97.3 HD2 in Tacoma. 770 is KTTH Seattle. 770 KTTH. Conservative talk radio. So just like their rivals at KVI, KTTH runs a conservative talk format. This station offers hourly news updates from Fox News Radio, plus programming from both Westwood One and the Premier Radio networks. KTTH is owned by Bonneville International and is repeated on KIRO FM 97.3 HD3 in Tacoma, and they also operate an FM translator station in Seattle at 94.5 K233 BU. 820 and broadcasting in high definition is KGNW Berrien. 820 AM The Word. Sound Christian Talk. This is a Christian talk station from the Salem Media Group. They operate an FM translator station at 104.1 K281CI Seattle. 850, also broadcasting in high definition, is KHHO Tacoma. This station is now known as Seattle's BIN 820 because truth matters. This is an all-news radio station with programming from the newly launched Black Information Network. So this is the Seattle affiliate of the Black Information Network. KHHO, I should say, is owned by iHeartMedia. 880 is KIXI Mercer Island. Retro Radio AM 880 KIXI. Music as cool now as it was then. This is an adult standards and oldies radio station with news updates from Westwood One. KIXI is owned by Hubbard Broadcasting and is repeated on sister station KRWM 106.9 FM HD2 in Bremerton. 920 is KGTK Olympia. Mega Talk 920. Financial wealth, political health. This is a business news and talk radio station owned by KGTK Radio Incorporated. They operate a translator station in Olympia on 101.1 K266BN. 950 is KJR AM Seattle, also known as Sports Radio 950 KJR. This is the Seattle Tacoma affiliate of Fox Sports Radio, with programming from Westwood One. KJR AM is the flagship station of both the Washington Huskies and Seattle Sounders FC from Major League Soccer. So Huskies football and Huskies men's basketball are heard on Sports Radio 950 KJR, which is owned by iHeartMedia and is repeated on KJR FM 95.7 HD2 in Seattle. 1000 is KOMO AM Seattle. Como News 1000 AM and 97.7 FM. They also have a secondary brand as Como Radio News. News, traffic, and weather. This is an all-news radio station with hourly news updates from ABC News, NBC News, and Westwood One. Now, it makes sense that Como AM has tapped both ABC and NBC News to handle their hourly news updates. The television station that also uses the KOMO call sign, which signed on Channel 4, started off as an NBC station and now is the area's ABC station. In fact, I think they've been linked with ABC since the late 50s. KOMO AM is owned by the Sinclair Broadcast Group, which also owns KOMO TV Channel 4. Their programming is simulcast on KOMO FM 97.7 in Oakville, Washington. 1030 1030 is KMAS Shelton. I-Fiber 1 News Radio. This is a news talk station with news updates from ABC News and programming from Westwood One. KMAS is an affiliate of both the Seattle Mariners Radio Network and the Seattle Seahawks Radio Network. They are owned by I-Fiber Communications Corporation, with an FM translator station in Shelton at 103.3 K277CZ. 1050 is KBLE Seattle, Sacred Heart Radio, Catholic radio for the Northwest. This is a Catholic religious station with programming from EWTN Radio. KBLE is owned by Sacred Heart Radio, and they operate a translator station in Shoreline, Washington at 100.3 K262CX. 1090 is KFNQ Seattle. They're branded as 1090 KJR. So this is the extension of the KJR branding that they use at 950. Their slogan is Seattle Sports Radio. Pretty straightforward. This is the Seattle Tacoma area affiliate of CBS Sports Radio, but they also air Fox Sports Radio programming as an extension of the KJR brand. KFNQ is owned by iHeartMedia and is repeated on KJAQ 96.5 FM HD3 in Seattle. 1150 is KKNW Seattle. 1150 AM KKNW, Alternative Talk. This station airs talk and brokered programming with news updates on the hour from Westwood One. KKNW is owned by Hubbard Broadcasting and is repeated on sister station KNUC 98.9 FM HD2 in Seattle. KKNW is also the radio flagship station for Washington Huskies women's basketball. So the women's basketball games are heard here on KKNW. Notable programs also include Clark Howard. He's like a financial advisor. And the Stephanie Miller Show. Of course, Stephanie Miller is a progressive talk show host. Her show is heard on KKNW during the overnight hours. 1180 is KLAY Lakewood. This is down by Olympia. No, this is down by Tacoma, my mistake. This station is known as KLAY AM 1180. It is a news, talk, and sports station with news updates from USA Radio Network, programming also by USA Radio Network, Dial Global, and Premier Radio Networks. KLAY is owned by Sacred Heart Radio Incorporated. Alright, 1210 is one of two Seattle area radio stations that have fallen silent. And this station has just recently fallen silent. That's KMIA, which is licensed to both Auburn, Washington, and Federal Way, Washington. Prior to going silent back in March of this year, this was a regional Mexican station known as La Zeta 1210. And the station's owner at the present time is Bustos Media. 1230 is KWYZ Everett. Radio Hancock, which is K-pop music, that's Korean pop music. And they also air Korean news on this station. They're owned by Radio Hancock Incorporated. Programming is also repeated on, I'm looking for it. Here it is. KSUH Puyallup, Washington on 1450. It's the same branding as Radio Hancock, the same format as K-pop / Korean news, and the same owner, which is Radio Hancock Incorporated. 1240 is KBUP Olympia, Sacred Heart Radio, Catholic radio for the Northwest. This is a Catholic religious station owned by Sacred Heart Radio Incorporated, with an FM translator station in Olympia at 104.7 K284CG. Now it's the same branding, the same format as KBLE 1050, but this station primarily airs to Olympia, whereas KBLE covers the immediate Seattle-Tacoma area. 1250 is KKDZ Seattle, Desi 1250 AM. This is a South Asian station from New Media Broadcasting, and this was the former Radio Disney affiliate in Seattle. Hence the call sign. That should give it away. KKDZ. Alright. 1280. KLDY. Lacey. La Estación de Familia. This is a Spanish contemporary Christian station owned by Iglesias Pentecostal Vespra del Fin. Alright, 1300 is another station in Seattle that has been silent, although this station has been silent a lot longer than 1210. And that's 1300 KKOL Seattle, which previously held a business news and talk format and is currently owned by Intelli LLC. Now, Wikipedia did not tell us when KMIA fell silent, but they did tell us about KKOL. They went silent back on February 28, 2018, after losing their transmitter site. So apparently what they're doing is they're trying to get back on the air at a new transmitter site. We'll see if that happens here in the near future. 1320 is KXRO Aberdeen. KXRO News Radio, the harbor's choice for news, sports, and weather. This is a news talk station with hourly news reports from CBS News and programming from Premier Radio Networks and Westwood One. KXRO is owned by Alpha Media and operates an FM translator in Hoquiam, Washington at 101.7 K269 FT. 1330 is KGRG AM Enumclaw, Washington. KGRG1, the Alternative Pass. So this is classic alternative rock, kind of like 90s and 2000s alternative rock. They're owned by Green River Community College. 1360 is KKMO Tacoma. El Rey 1360. This is a regional Mexican station owned by CMAR Community Health Centers, LLC. 1380 KRKO Everett. This station is simply known as Everett Radio, the greatest hits, sports, and more. This is an oldies / classic hits / sports station from S-R Broadcasting Company Incorporated with an FM translator in Everett at 95.3 K237 GN. All right, 1400 is KITZ Silverdale. This is a talk radio station from KTIZ Radio Incorporated. So there's no branding or slogan for this station. 1420 is KITI AM Centralia. 100.5 FM and 1420 AM KITI. The greatest hits of all time. This is an oldies formatted radio station owned by Premier Broadcasters Incorporated. They operate a translator station in Centralia at 100.5 K263BS. Also on 1420 is KRIZ Renton, which is one half of the Z Twins. Now this station has a gospel music format and is owned by Chris Bennett Broadcasting Company Incorporated. 1450 has 3 stations on this frequency. We mentioned one of them earlier. The others are KBKW Aberdeen, which is News Talk KBKW, the Talk of Grays Harbor. Obviously, this is a news talk station with hourly news updates from ABC News, programming from both Westwood One and the Salem Radio Network. KBKW is owned by Jodesha Broadcasting Incorporated and operates a translator station in Aberdeen at 100.5 K263BE. The other station on 1450 is KONP Port Angeles. Now, this is the only AM station that registers in the Port Angeles area. This is known as News Radio KONP. Radio you can rely on. This is a news talk station owned by Radio Pacific Incorporated. They operate a pair of FM translator stations. One is Queen at 101.3 K267 CT. The other in Port Angeles at 101.7 K269 FX. Now, if you look at KONP's logo, it kind of resembles what KOMO AM did with their logo a few years back. Where it had the AM signal and the FM signal on either sides of that logo. 1460 is KARR Kirkland. This is the Seattle affiliate of Family Radio, which is a Christian radio station owned by Bay Area based Family Stations Incorporated. KARR operates an FM translator in Redmond, Washington at 98.5 K253CG. 1470 is KELA, which is licensed to both Centralia and Chehalis, Washington. They're known simply as Lewis County's news leader. There's no branding for the station. This is just their slogan. KELA runs a talk radio format with news updates from Fox News Radio and programming from Premier Radio Networks, Westwood One, and Fox Sports Radio. KELA is owned by Broadcasting. KELA is currently owned by Bi-Coastal Media, and this station also broadcasts Seattle Mariners baseball, Seattle Seahawks football, and Washington Huskies football and men's basketball. Right. 1480 and 1490 are the same station. In fact, there are two stations on 1490, but we're going to deal with the dual frequencies station first. 1480 is KNTB Lakewood, and 1490 is KBRO Bremerton. These stations are known as La Estación de la Familia, which is Spanish contemporary Christian music owned by Iglesia Pentecostal Vespera Delfin. Now there is a standalone station on 1490, and that's KWOK Aberdeen. Fox Sports Radio 1490. Programming from both Fox Sports Radio and Westwood One. They are owned by Alpha Media. 1520. KKXA Snohomish, Washington. Classic Country 1520 KXA. This station airs a classic country format, which is owned by LAAM Partnership LLC. They operate an FM translator station in Everett at 100.1 K266CJ. 1540 SKXPA Bellevue. Multicultural Radio Seattle. They broadcast brokered ethnic programming days and evenings, and adult standards late nights. And this is the only radio station in the Seattle market that is owned by Multicultural Radio Broadcasting. 1560 is KZIZ Pacific. This is a South Asian station from the ACAL Broadcasting Corporation. 1590 is KLFE Seattle. AM 1590 The Answer. News, opinion, insight. KLFE is a conservative talk station from the Salem Media Group. 1620 is KYIZ Renton. This is the other half of the Z Twins stations in Seattle. This one plays urban adult contemporary music and urban talk. And just like its twin, KRIZ 1420, it is owned by Chris Bennett Broadcasting. And rounding out the AM portion of the dial is KNTS 1680 Seattle. Radio Luz, L-U-Z is how they spell it. This is a Spanish contemporary Christian station from the Salem Media Group. And that's the AM side of the dial. Now we'll jump to the FM side of the dial. And this is probably the longest one of the longest non-commercial bands that I've done yet. So let's dive right in. 88.1 channel 201 is KWAO Ocean Park. This is an affiliate of Air One, Worship Now, and The Worship Station. This is a Christian worship music station from the Educational Media Foundation, or EMF. 88.5 channel 88.5 channel 203, also broadcasting in high definition, is KNKX Tacoma. 88.5 KNKX, your connection to jazz, blues, and NPR news. FM analog and HD1 is jazz and NPR news. And what I didn't write down is they also have an HD2 sub-channel, which is Jazz 24. That's a 24-hour jazz music network. KNKX is owned by the Friends of 88.5 FM and is repeated on KPN. I can't even read this. I think that's KPLK 88.9 Cedral Woolley, Washington. It's also repeated on KVIX 89.3 in Port Angeles and KPLI 90.1 FM Olympia. Those are the three repeater stations. They also operate 8 translator stations across Western Washington, including K204BI Bellingham at 88.7, K211AP in Centralia at 90.1, K214FZ Raymond at 90.7, K221FR West Seattle at 92.1, K244EV Woodland at 96.7, K265DP Aberdeen at 100.9, K284BM Longview at 104.7, and K288GG Mount Vernon at 105.5. 88.9 channel 205 is KSWS Chehalis, which is part of Northwest Public Radio. Now, this is a 19-station network based out of Pullman, Washington, and this is one of many Northwest Public Radio stations that show up in Western Washington. This is part of their News Talk division, which is owned, of course, by Washington State University, which is located in Pullman. 89.3 channel 207 is KAOS Olympia. Olympia Community Radio. This is a variety station owned by the Evergreen State College. And their slogan is, of course, "Oh, Olympia." 89.5 channel 208, also in high definition, is KNHC Seattle. This station is known as C89.5, Seattle's home for dance. FM analog and HD1 is, of course, dance and EDM music, which is owned by the Seattle Public Schools. And easily one of the top performing stations in the Seattle market. 89.7 channel 209 is KWFJ Roy, Washington. This station is part of the Bible Broadcasting Network. Their slogan, Keep Walking for Jesus. Kind of where they got their call sign from, KWFJ. This is a religious station with programming from Bible Broadcasting Network. And the station is also owned by Bible Broadcasting Network Incorporated. In fact, this is one of 2 Seattle area stations affiliated with the Bible Broadcasting Network. 89.9 channel 210 in high definition is KGRG FM Auburn. The all new KGRG FM, Today's Rock. FM analog and HD1 is adult, or not adult alternative rock, but straight up alternative rock. This station is also owned by Green River College. 90.1 channel 211 possesses a pair of signals. The first is KNWP Port Angeles. This is part of Northwest Public Radio's News and Classical Music Division. This station is owned by Washington State University. The other station on 90.1 is KUPS Tacoma. KUPS 90.1 FM Tacoma, The Sound. And since this is a student-run station, I don't think there's copyright infringement from Intercom Communications, because there's a radio station in Seattle that also uses the brand The Sound. More on that later. KUPS is a student-run free-form station owned by the University of Puget Sound. 90.3 channel 212 in high definition. This is another one of Seattle's more popular stations. That's KEXP FM Seattle. KEXP, where the music matters. FM analog and HD1 is alternative rock and eclectic music with programming from National Public Radio. This station is owned by the Friends of KEXP, but in their station ID, they identify themselves as an affiliate of the University of Washington. I don't have that officially written down. 90.5 channel 213, sorry about that again, is KACS Chehalis, Washington. Family-friendly radio. Christian radio in Southwest Washington. Excuse me. Owned by Chehalis Valley Educational Foundation, this station broadcasts a Christian radio format. It is repeated on KACW 91.3 FM in South Bend, Washington. And they also operate 4 translator stations. K250BB Packwood at 97.9, K272 EP Chehalis at 102.3, K293 AY Enumclaw at 106.5, and K295 BO Aberdeen at 106.9. 90.7 channel 214 is KSER Everett. 90.7 KSER, independent public radio for the North Puget Sound. So this pretty much airs to the northern portions of the Seattle market. This station broadcasts news, talk, and public affairs programming and is owned by the KSER Foundation. Their programming is repeated on KXIR 89.9 FM in Freeland, Washington. 90.9 channel 215 is KVTI Tacoma. Northwest Public Broadcasting, your NPR news and classical music service. This is NPR News and Classical Music, which airs to the Seattle-Tacoma area. This station is owned by Clover Park Technical College and operated by Northwest Public Broadcasting's broadcast arm at Washington State University. 91.1 Channel 216 is KROH Port Townsend. This is a religious station from Olympic Media. 91.3 Channel 217 has a pair of stations. The first broadcast in high definition, and that's KBCS Bellevue. 91.3 KBCS, a world of music and ideas. FM analog and HD1 is a variety format which is owned by Bellevue College with programming supplied by both Pacifica Radio and Westwood One. So you'll hear Tom Hartman's nationally syndicated talk show and Democracy Now! From Pacifica Radio on KBCS. The other station at 91.3 is KCED Centralia. Collective hits of the 90s and today. This is an alternative rock station which is owned by Centralia College. 91.5 Channel 218 has a pair of stations. One is KNWU Forks, Washington. Also a part of Northwest Public Radio, broadcasting NPR news and classical music, owned by Washington State University. The other is KSQM, Sequim, Washington. KSQM 91.5 FM, Kindred Spirits, quality music. This is a non-commercial, educational, nostalgia radio station owned by Sequim Community Broadcasting. 91.7 Channel 219 is the second of the two Bible Broadcasting Network affiliates in Seattle, and that's KYFQ Tacoma. This station airs Christian talk and teaching with programming from the Salem Radio Network, and again is owned by Bible Broadcasting Network Incorporated, which also owns KWFJ in Roy, Washington at 89.7. Then the final station on the traditional non-commercial band is 91.9 Channel 220, KPTZ Port Townsend. Their format is listed as eclectic, eccentric, whatever that means. And I've got to write the owner down to this station. I'll have to leave a link in the description at some point in time. 92.5 Channel 223 in high definition as we move to the commercial band on FM is KQMV Bellevue. Moving 92.5, Seattle's #1 hit music station. FM analog and HD1 is Top 40 CHR. Their HD2 sub-channel is not in use. And then on HD3 is Saigon Radio, which airs Vietnamese programming. Moving 92.5 is owned by Hubbard Broadcasting. 93.3 Channel 227, also broadcasting in high definition, is KUBE Seattle. Cube 93.3, Seattle's new #1 for hip-hop. FM analog and HD1 is Rhythmic CHR. HD2 is Dance and EDM as Pride Radio. Cube 93 is owned by iHeartMedia. 93.7 Channel 229 is KLSY Montesano, Washington. 93.7 Familia FM. This is a Spanish contemporary Christian radio station owned by Centro Familiar Cristiano. They operate a pair of translator stations across western Washington, one in Everett at 99.5 K258BJ, the other in Hoquiam on 102.5 K273BV. 94.1 Channel 231 high definition is KSWD Seattle. 94.1 The Sound, Seattle's relaxing favorites. FM analog and HD1 is soft adult contemporary. And I think this station also plays Christmas music. I wrote that down just in case. But if they do play Christmas music, cool. HD2 is blues music titled The Delta. KSWD has programming from Premier Radio Networks. It is also the radio home of Seattle-based talk show host Delilah. You know her nationwide show that airs on adult contemporary stations all across the country. Well, she does her shows from Seattle. And this, I think, is the home station for Delilah. Anyway, 94.1 The Sound is owned by Intercom Communications. And here's an interesting note before we move on. The KSWD call sign and the sound branding up until about 2017 or 2018, one of them, the call sign and the branding were on a previously co-owned station in Los Angeles, which aired a classic rock format as the sound. That station, of course, wound up being sold to Educational Media Foundation in 2017 and brought the K-Love radio network into Los Angeles. And that was in 2017 as I'm reading my notes. 94.5 Channel 233 in high definition is KRXY Shelton. This is down by Olympia. They're known as 94.5 Roxy, the South Sound Station. FM analog and HD1 is Hot Adult Contemporary. HD2 is Classic Rock as Olympia's Classic Rock 100.3 FM, which is relayed over translator station K262CY 100.3 FM Olympia. HD3 is an oldies format branded as Olympia's Boomer Rock and Roll KYA 101.9, and that station is relayed over translator K270CJ 101.9 in Olympia. Now, the 101.9 translator is currently owned by NWND Radio. KRXY as a whole is owned by Olympic Broadcasters Incorporated. 94.9 Channel 235 in high definition is KUOW-FM Seattle. KUOW 94.9. Sound stories, sound voices. FM analog and HD1 is the news talk format with programming and news updates from NPR, National Public Radio. KUOW-FM is owned by the University of Washington and operated by KUOW Puget Sound Public Radio. Their programming repeats on KUOW AM 1340 in Tumwater, Washington. That's in the Olympia portion of the market. And KQOW 90.3 FM in Bellingham. Now that's the city north of Seattle up by the Canadian border. Now I did not include any of Bellingham stations on this list, unfortunately. Outside of the mention of KQOW, there are no other Bellingham stations on this list. 95.1 Channel 236 is KITI-FM, Winlock, Washington. Live 95, which broadcasts a hot adult contemporary format from Premier Broadcasters Incorporated. Right, we got 2 pages left, so let's fly through these final 2. 95.3, Channel 237 is KXXK, Hoquiam, Washington. Kicks 95.3, the Harbor's New Country. This is a country music station from Alpha Media. 95.7, Channel 239 in high definition is KJR FM, Seattle. 95.7, The Jet, Seattle's best variety of the 80s and more. FM analog and HD1 is classic hits. HD2 is the sports simulcast of Sports Radio 950 KJR AM. And then HD3 is The Breeze, which plays soft adult contemporary. 95.7 The Jet is owned by iHeartMedia. 96.1 Channel 241 is KXXO Olympia. KXXO Mix 96, that's mixed with 2 X's, not 1. The South Sounds Music Mix, again with 2 X's. This is an adult contemporary station owned by 3 Cities Incorporated. 96.5 Channel 243 in high definition is KJAQ Seattle. 96.5 Jack FM, playing what we want. FM analog HD1 is adult hits. And this is the FM flagship for Washington Huskies football. HD2 is alternative rock as Alt 96.5 HD2. And then on HD3 is the sports simulcast of KFNQ, which is 1090 KJR. KJAQ is owned by iHeartMedia. 96.7 Channel 244 is KBDB FM, Forks, Washington. Twilight 96.7, your West End entertainment leader. This station plays adult contemporary music and is owned by Forks Broadcasting Incorporated. 96.9 Channel 245 in high definition is KYYO, McCleary, Washington. 96.9 KO Country, South Sound Country. FM analog and HD1 is country music. On HD2 is a classic hit station known as 95.3 KGY, relayed over translator station K237FR 95.3 FM, Tumwater. This station is owned by KGY Incorporated. 97.3 Channel 247 in high definition is KIRO FM, Tacoma. Cairo Radio 97.3 FM, Seattle's News, Seattle's Talk. FM analog and HD1 is the news talk format with hourly news updates from CBS News, programming from Premier Radio Networks, and local news and weather from CBS television affiliate KIRO TV Channel 7. On HD2 is the sports simulcast of sister station KIRO AM 710 ESPN Seattle. And in HD3 is the conservative talk simulcast of their other sister station 770 KTTH. KIRO FM is also the FM flagship station of the Seattle Seahawks. This station is owned by Bonneville International of Salt Lake City, Utah. 97.7 Channel 249 KOMO FM, Oakville, Washington. Como News 1000 AM 97.7 FM. Their slogan here is reporting the news, understanding the news. KOMO FM is an all-news format with news updates from ABC News and NBC News and programming from Westwood One. This station is owned by the Sinclair Broadcast Group, which I alluded to earlier also owns Seattle's ABC television affiliate, KOMO TV Channel 4. They also own their Univision station in Seattle as well. This is the FM simulcast of KOMO AM 1000 in Seattle, with 2 translator stations, one in Chehalis at 99.7 K259BG, and the other in Auburn at 102.1 K271BS. 98.1 Channel 251, broadcasting in high definition, is KING FM Seattle. Classical King FM. And all 3 of these digital subchannels play some sort of classical music. FM Analog HD1 is your traditional classical music. HD2 is the Evergreen channel, which airs light classical music. And then on HD3 is a channel simply known as the Seattle Symphony channel. So the Seattle Symphony plays select pieces from this subchannel. KING FM is owned by Classic Radio Incorporated. In fact, the license is held by Classic Radio Incorporated. The actual owner, according to Wikipedia, is Beethoven, a non-profit corporation. Now, KING, that call sign should sound familiar. Their NBC television station in Seattle on Channel 5 also uses the KING call sign, only with the TV and the suffix. And then KING used to operate an AM station on 1090 that has since now become KFNQ. 98.5 Channel 253 is KNBQ, Central Park, Washington. This is the Olympia affiliate of the K-Love Radio Network, playing contemporary Christian music owned by EMF. 98.9 Channel 255 in high definition is KNUC Seattle. 98.9 The Ball, number 1 for new country. FM Analog and HD1 is country music. HD2 is the simulcast of 1150 KKNW Alternative Talk. KNUC is owned by Hubbard Broadcasting. 99.3 Channel 257 is KDDS FM Elma, Washington. La Grande, regional Mexican station owned by Bustos Media. 99.9 Channel 260 in high definition is KISW Seattle. 99.9 The Rock, KISW, The Rock of Seattle. FM Analog and HD1 is mainstream rock. HD2 is an active rock station known as Metal Militia. So yeah, this is like a 24/7 heavy metal station that Radio.com rolled out a few years back. KISW is owned by Intercom, and now we come to the final. We're not on the final page of the report. Okay, 100.7 Channel 264 is KKWF Seattle. This station also broadcasts in high definition. They're known as 100.7 The Wolf, number 1 for country. FM Analog and HD1 is country, so this is the opposing station of 98.9. HD2 is classic country, and they too are owned by Intercom Communications. 101.3 Channel 267 is KLWA Westport, Washington. This station is part of the K-Love Radio Network, broadcasting contemporary Christian music from EMF. 101.5 Channel 268 KPLZ-FM Seattle. Star 101.5. More music, more variety, so Northwest. This is a hot adult contemporary station during the holiday season, KPLZ plays Christmas music as Santa 101.5. This station is also owned by the Sinclair Broadcast Group. Alright, 102.1 Channel 271 has a pair of stations. The first station is KSTI Port Angeles. The Strait 102, the Peninsula's new country station. This is a country music outlet with programming from United Stations Radio Networks. They're owned by Radio Pacific Incorporated. The other station on 102.1 broadcasts in high definition, and that's KSWW Ocean Shores, Washington. Sunny 102.1. FM Analog and HD1 is adult contemporary music with programming from Westwood One. HD2 is classic rock as 103.9 The Quake, which is relayed over translator station K280GE 103.9 FM Aberdeen. HD3 is classic country as Timber Country 94.7. This station is relayed over translator K234AU Westport, Washington at 94.7. And then HD4 is a news talk format. KSWW is owned by Jodesha Broadcasting with an additional translator station at 101.1 K266BL, which is located in Raymond, Washington. 102.5 Channel 273 KZOK FM Seattle. 102.5 KZOK, Seattle's only classic rock station. FM Analog and HD1 is classic rock, and an HD2 is an active rocker known as Rock Nation. They're owned by iHeartMedia. 102.9 Channel 275 in high definition is KZTM Centralia. La Zeta 102.9, or as they say in Spanish, La Zeta 102.9, aquí no más. Oh man, that was fun. FM Analog and HD1 is regional Mexican music. They're owned by Bustos Media. Oh my god, that was fun. Okay, 103.7, Channel 279, high definition. Man, I can't keep a straight face right now. Anyway, this station is known as KHTP Tacoma, Hot 103.7, 100% throwbacks. FM Analog and HD1 is classic hip hop, and then on HD2 is adult album alternative known as The Mountain at 103.7 HD2. KHTP is owned by Intercom and has a translator station in Olympia at 104.1 K281AD. 104.3 Channel 282 in high definition is KMNT Chehalis. 104.3 KMNT, best new and true country hits. FM Analog and HD1 is country music. They are owned by Bi-Coastal Media. 104.5 Channel 283 is KLSW Covington. This is the Seattle Tacoma affiliate of the K-Love Radio Network. Positive, encouraging. Broadcasting contemporary Christian music and owned by EMF. 104.7 Channel 284 is KDUX-FM, Oquayum, Washington. 104.7 KDUX, the rock of the coast. This is a classic rock radio station from Alpha Media. 104.9 Channel 285, broadcasting in high definition. There's a couple stations on 104.9, but this first station is in high definition, and that's KTDD Eatonville, positive hit music. FM Analog and HD1 is contemporary Christian music, owned by Ocean Station Trust 2 LLC. The other station on 104.9 is KZQM, Sequim, Washington. Z104.9, Rock Classic Hits. This is an oldies station owned by Radio Pacific Incorporated. 105.3, Channel 287 in high definition is KCMS Edmonds. Spirit 105.3, the Spirit of Seattle. FM analog in HD1 is contemporary Christian music for much of the year, and in Christmas music, which they start playing around mid-December all the way until Christmas. HD2 is also a contemporary Christian station known as Pure Music. And then on HD3 is the Christian Talk and Teaching simulcast of AM 630 KCIS. KCMS is owned by Krista Ministries. All right, we're down to the final four. 105.7, Channel 289 is KJET Raymond, Washington. 105.7 The Jet, not to be confused with 95.7 The Jet. Today's best hits. This is a hot adult contemporary station, so that sets them apart from 95.7 The Jet. And they are programming from Westwood One. KJET is owned by Jadesha Broadcasting Incorporated. It is repeated on booster station KJET FM1 in Aberdeen at 105.7 with a pair of translator stations. In Montesano on 93.1 K226AN and in Raymond at 106.1 K291BY. 106.1, Channel 291 in high definition. These final three stations are all broadcasting in HD. KBKS FM Tacoma. 106.1 KISS FM. Home of the Carla, Marie, and Anthony Show. FM Analog HD1 is Top 40 CHR with no additional subchannels. 106.1 KISS FM is owned by iHeartMedia. 106.9, Channel 295, also in high definition, is KRWM Bremerton. Warm 106.9, the most music for your workday. FM Analog and HD1 is adult contemporary with Christmas music during the holidays. And then on HD2 is the adult standards simulcast of AM 880 KIXI. KRWM is owned by Hubbard Broadcasting. And then our final station in the Seattle market is 107.7, Channel 299, broadcasting in high definition. That is KNDD Seattle. 107.7 The End. Alternative, Seattle. FM Analog HD1 is alternative rock. And then on HD2 is LGBTQ Talk, Dance, and EDM as Channel Q. 107.7 The End is owned by Intercom. Alright, so that's a look at the Seattle Tacoma radio stations, which also included Olympia, Chehalis, Centralia, Aberdeen, and Port Angeles. So pretty much a big chunk of Western Washington I just covered off of those 9 pages. Now, I'm going to go ahead and upload this video, so it'll be ready to watch here real soon. And then I will come back and we'll continue our journey through the AM and FM radio stations across the country. We'll be taking a look at Baltimore when I come back. So I will see you soon. For now, peace out.